5 amazing fruits that activate your own stem cells. You regenerate from the inside out and repair your body. Stem cell is a human cell. You've got them. I've got them. That actually is pluripotent. A baby cell that has the capability of regenerating into other tissue. We also know you can regenerate your blood vessels. Our body conducts regenerative healing from the inside out. Foods as medicine can actually activate your body's regenerative stem cell health defense system to be able to heal you more from the inside out. So let's talk about fruits that can actually do this.
Before we dive deeper into the incredible world of stem cells and regeneration, let's take a moment to spotlight the expert guiding us through this transformative health journey, Dr. William Li. Dr. Li is a world-renowned physician, a scientist, and author of the best-selling book, Eat to Beat Disease and Eat to Beat Your Diet. His groundbreaking research reveals how food can act as powerful medicine, awakening our body's innate ability to heal, repair, and regenerate. He's uncovering how certain fruits can activate our stem cells, those remarkable master cells that rebuild tissue, renew organs, and fight disease from the inside out. If you're as fascinated by this as we are, hit that like button. Share this video with someone you care about. Subscribe to join our growing community dedicated to unlocking better health. Now, let's keep going, because what you're about to learn about your body's regenerative power may just change the way you see fruit forever.
We have extra stem cells, 70 million extra stem cells. These are the cells that help to regenerate our body when we actually need them. Store them in our bone marrow, stored in our body fat, stored in our skin, and they're stored in different organs as well, even in our heart. And I've actually worked as a researcher cells, both in the lab and in the clinic. I will tell you that the stem cell therapies that you see on the corner strip mall, that they inject stem cells into your knee or your shoulders or your joints, that's actually not ready for prime time. But in the meantime, our body already has our stem cells ready to roll, ready to rock and roll to be able to help us repair from the inside out. All right. Skin regenerates, gut lining regenerates, but there's some organs that can really regenerate in a really amazing way. The liver will actually regenerate, nerves regenerate as well. Excitement around stem cells is this idea that could we harness the power of regeneration to be able to help heal the heart, heal the brain, heal the spinal cord. It has its own ability to regenerate.
We've just learned something remarkable, but here's the game-changing question. If we all have this incredible healing potential, why do some people age gracefully while others struggle with recovery and renewal? The answer isn't found in expensive treatments or experimental therapies. It lies in understanding how specific compounds in everyday foods can essentially wake up your body's dormant regenerative power. What you're about to discover isn't just nutrition. It's food as medicine, working at the cellular level to amplify your natural healing mechanisms. And it starts with one potent fruit that research shows can dramatically multiply stem cells in your bloodstream.
The first fruit is black raspberry. It's a regular raspberry, except that it's a dark color due to the huge amount of anthocyanins. It's got ellagic acid, ellagitannins, anthocyanins in black raspberries. And researchers in Korea have actually been studying the effects of eating black raspberries in people who have metabolic syndrome. Kind of a situation where you have all the makings that could lead you towards diabetes eventually. High blood pressure, high blood sugar, high blood cholesterol, and a large waist size. And when you're growing a lot of extra body fat, visceral fat, it stretches it out, the tube out from the inside out. And that's why you have to let out an extra hole in your belt. Researchers drew blood from their subjects at the beginning of the study, and then they gave everyone black raspberry powder. It's just basically dried black raspberries ground up every single day to consume for 12 weeks. And another group was actually given placebo. Those people who were eating the black raspberry powder had a 30% increase in the number of stem cells they had in their blood, meaning that eating the black raspberries recruited more stem cells into their bloodstream. Now, what about the people getting the placebo, like no black raspberries? Turns out that those people had a 35% decrease in the number of stem cells in their bloodstream, completely the other direction. So one group had 30% increase, the other group had a 35% decrease. That's a 65% difference, gap, delta between the impact of eating black raspberries.
Incredible, right? Just a spoonful of black raspberry powder each day led to a 30% boost in circulating stem cells. We'll drop a link to a high-quality black raspberry powder in the video description if you want to try it yourself. Here's why powders can be so effective. They're simply the whole fruit, carefully dried and ground, so you get a concentrated dose of the nutrients without the water weight. Now let's move on to another stem cell superfruit, one you probably already have in your fridge, blueberries.
Second fruit are blueberries. As I mentioned, have anthocyanins, the same dye in black raspberries. And researchers at Cornell University looked at whether eating blueberries would have an effect on stem cells in your muscle. What these researchers did is they recruited women who were aged 21 to 40, and they gave them 38 grams of freeze-dried blueberries. And the researchers collected their blood during the 6-week study. The researchers found that eating blueberries, just a third of a cup a day for 6 weeks, could improve the muscle stem cell numbers by 40%. When the researchers look at the same effect in older women, 60 to 79, okay, they did not find that the blueberries could do the same thing. So there's something about blueberries in younger populations, helpful for stem cells, but for people older than 60, the women did not actually have that same benefit.
That blueberry study from Cornell is fascinating, showing a 40% boost in muscle stem cells for younger women. But here's what's really interesting. Separate research from the University of Maine found that blueberry consumption could also enhance cognitive stem cell activity in aging brains. The anthocyanins in blueberries seem to work differently across age groups and body systems. Now, speaking of berries with remarkable stem cell properties, let's talk about strawberries and their unique ability to target neural regeneration.
Third food, strawberries is one of my favorite foods. Strawberries have a bioactive called ellagic acid. And ellagic acid can help to restore neural stem cells. And they can actually promote neuroregeneration. Neuro meaning nerves. So nerve stem cells for nerve regeneration. There's research that's been done by scientists from Minzu University in Beijing and the Shanghai University of Engineering Sciences and found that ellagic acid, the same stuff in strawberries, could stimulate stem cells to protect the brain after brain injury in lab studies. If you want to get more ellagic acid and from the strawberry, I encourage you to buy organic because it's been shown that organic strawberries will have more ellagic acid. If you want to actually make a really nice flavor combination with strawberry, try taking some fresh mint, slicing it up, and serving it with the strawberries. Those two flavor combinations are amazing. People who are eating strawberries, you can actually shrink the waist diameter as well. So here you have one of these great berries that actually can help stimulate neural stem cells, nerve regeneration, including in the lab, it works in the brain, which is quite remarkable.
That's the power of strawberries, packed with ellagic acid to boost neural stem cells and promote brain health. Plus, they contain fisetin, a compound that, while not creating new stem cells, enhances the health and functionality of existing ones by clearing out harmful senescent cells that contribute to aging. A 2018 study from the Salk Institute showed fisetin improves stem cell activity and reduces age-related decline in animal models. Now, let's move on to a tropical favorite, mangoes, which bring their own stem cell protecting superpowers to the table.
Fourth fruit, mango. I love a really sweet mango. Mangoes are a great source of dietary fiber, and they actually have a bioactive called mangiferin. Now, mangiferin helps stem cells protect themselves. A super high sugary blood content actually stuns stem cells. Super high salt content stuns stem cells. Mangiferin can protect against that. And the other thing that injures stem cells or stuns stem cells, cigarette smoke, primary cigarette smoke, secondary smoke actually will stun your stem cells. And drinking alcohol is really, really bad for your stem cells. And so is super high blood lipids or cholesterol in your bloodstream. That also stuns your stem cells because mangiferin protects your stem cells. It's kind of like a little shield around the stem cells because all these other forces might be weakening them. And mango also has a good source of dietary fiber. Dietary fiber, good for gut microbiome, 39 trillion bacteria, a lot of them in your gut, lower part of the gut, the colon. When we feed our healthy gut bacteria, they actually release substances called short-chain fatty acids that lower inflammation. They boost our immune system. They help us heal. This is research I've done at MIT, the impact of gut bacteria and gut health, wound healing. I love to eat just sliced ripe mango, and you can even cook with green mango. Take a look at some Thai dishes. You can make a smoothie.
Wow, mangoes are a stem cell superstar with that mangiferin shield. For a convenient twist, try dried mangoes. They pack the same fiber punch and are great for on-the-go snacking. A 2020 study in nutrients found dried mangoes retain mangiferin, supporting gut health. Pro tip: choose unsweetened, organic dried mangoes to avoid added sugars. Check labels for purity. Now, speaking of dried fruits with serious stem cell benefits, let's talk about the humble prune, another stem cell hero.
The fifth fruit is the prune. But you know what a prune is? It's just actually a dried plum. Plum is a stone fruit. I always think about prunes as being used as a laxative, meaning that it can help you address constipation by helping your bowel move. Prunes, from a health perspective, also in stem cells, have chlorogenic acid. Chlorogenic acid is a bioactive that's also found in coffee, for example. Chlorogenic acid improves stem cells in your gut. And your gut, stem cells are rebuilding the gut all the time. When there's chlorogenic acid in there, it actually helps your stem cells regenerate the lining of your gut. People talk about leaky gut, inflammatory bowel disease or irritable bowel. We think that some of that may be due to leaky gut, and you want your stem cells to be able to repair any of that leak. The skin of prunes also contains ursolic acid. Ursolic acid also helps to regenerate our tissues by stimulating our stem cells, specifically the vascular stem cells that build our blood vessels. It's also good to build and rebuild and repair our circulation. It regenerates our circulation. And this has been shown in lab studies. Of course, these prunes have a lot of dietary fiber. The dietary fiber feeds the gut microbiome, right? And feeding the gut microbiome, the fiber makes the gut microbiome healthy and happy, and they pay us back when they're well fed. Our microbiome shows us its love by producing short-chain fatty acids into our bloodstream, which lowers inflammation. You're lowering the risk. One of the root causes of chronic diseases is inflammation, or inflammation associated with some of these chronic diseases, and you can actually lower them down by feeding them dietary fiber, which is found in. So lowering the damage, improving the repair, that's really all what regenerative medicine is aiming for. Foods as medicine is something that we can actually do with these fruits.
Dr. Lee's insights on prunes highlight how even dried fruits can be nutritional powerhouses for our health. Let's hear what he has to say about preserving nutrients in frozen fruit.
Frozen fruit, when it comes to polyphenols, have got all those goodness, all that polyphenols locked right in, because ripe fruit is picked to be frozen, picked off in the field, all right, by growers, and then it's flash frozen right away.
That's a great point. Dr. Lee is spot on. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that certain frozen fruits, like blueberries and raspberries, can actually retain or even have higher levels of polyphenols compared to fresh ones that sit around during transport and storage. That's because flash freezing right after harvest locks in all those powerful antioxidants at their peak.
So let's just recap. We talked about some of my favorite fruits: black raspberry. We talked about blueberries. We talked about strawberries. We talked about mangoes. We talked about prunes. And there's a lot of other fruits, by the way, that actually can beneficially impact on your stem cells. These are the ones that I just wanted to call out because they're easy to find. You can find them in the middle aisle of a grocery store as well as the produce section. And dried fruits are also good.
There you have it. Dr. Lee just dropped science-backed wisdom that could transform your health. These aren't exotic or expensive superfoods. Black raspberries, blueberries, strawberries, mangoes, prunes, simple, delicious fruits sitting in your local grocery store. The science is clear. Your body wants to heal. You just have to give it the right tools. So here's your challenge. Pick one of these fruits and add it to tomorrow's breakfast. It's a small step, but it could be the start of something life-changing. If this sparks something in you, hit that like button, subscribe for more powerful health insights, and tell us in the comments, which fruit are you starting with? Don't keep this to yourself. Share this video with someone you care about, because when we heal together, we rise together.